so today you're gonna open up with an elevated child's pose just to kind of open up your lats. The problem is once you get into hip flexion, that's when your front rack starts kind of going awry. So you're in hip flexion right in through here, especially when you're leaning forward, right? It's emulating that deep hip flexion. And then from there, you're gonna grab onto a PVC pipe. You'll want your elbows to be drawn in, just like it would be the front rack. You can have your hands facing this way though, as opposed to this way. So grab onto it, elbows in. From there, my elbows are super close on the bench, and I lean myself back so that way my head can drop all the way through. I let my head drop all the way through, I shift over to one side, I shimmy over to the other side. And then from there, I think about bending and then extending in through the elbows, allowing myself to experience that stretch into the side body. So it's okay to kind of shift all the way over, get into the lats, and then shift all the way over, get into the other side. Bend, extend. If you notice that your elbows start kind of falling away from one another, that's okay. Just recommit to them. Recommit them to being super close, and then get right back in. You're right in through here. Think about 90 seconds to 2 minutes. Just really think that everything pulling from the bottom of your ribs all the way through the back of that anterior delt is on fire. After that, you're gonna go into a back bend. So you're gonna grab on to your ball. From here, your butt, you're kind of like leaning on it, right? As if you're about to chill. You're gonna lift your butt, bring your hands behind your head, and then let your head drop all the way back. I'm gonna kind of shimmy because ideally I would like myself to be in a place where I can draw my head all the way back and allow it to kind of hyperextend a little bit, but be very supported by the ball. From there, once I do find that comfortable place to allow a passive back bend, I'm gonna reach my arms all the way up and back, find a little bit of that snow angel, find a spot where there's a pretty cool stretch like right about there, feels pretty good. I might even kind of shift it from side to side a little. I might even bring my elbows into a front rack and then grab behind my head and then reach and see if I can't get a little bit extra length out of the spine and out of the lats. You'll hang out there. You'll feel kind of like Gumby afterwards. It should, your focus really is on your breath. So allow every inhale to feel like your sternum is ripping apart. And so on your exhale, you've created that mobility in through the rib cage that will actually manifest itself into thoracic extension. So you can even test it out afterwards. You know, can you sit upright? Maybe even test at the bottom of a squat. You're here, feet shoulder width apart, knees out. Can you keep your torso upright, or are we still tipping? You can also do that same test with a barbell and kind of see how that goes. After that, you're going into an internal rotation test. You're gonna check how your internal rotation is, and what I mean by that is if I go here and then I bring my knee out, like this, I'm in external rotation, right? It emulates just like a squat. What I'm gonna ask you now is to bring the knee in and then to internally rotate it. So notice how much I was able to get that knee to kind of reach across. Notice it's not happening in through the hips, so I keep my hips there, I just allow my knee to cross over. I want a video of this, I wanna see kind of how far you can go, and then from there you're gonna work on that. You're gonna grab onto a band. You'll loop it in through the ball of the foot, bring the knee into the chest, and bring the band to the outside of the knee so you can really kind of hammer in that internal rotation. I like to aid it again with the hand, pulling it in, grinding it across. If it feels uncomfortable, you're doing it right. If it feels like you're blocked, if there's some impingement in there, there probably is. See if you can't hang out in through there. And then after that, you'll always counter it with external rotation, so you'll grab on for a half happy baby. With the band or without the band, you just kind of drive it in there, shimmy it from side to side. You'll then test internal rotation on the other side, and then we have a 6-minute sequence against the wall, but I'm gonna put that in a different video, so get ready.